What's up? There's a lot of news going on right now, all at the same time. Uh, Man, I'm trying to catch up. I was watching the end of the game and watching Boston about to choke it again with 2 minutes to go. I'm like laughing how they let Miami come all the way back. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. This is something else though. Kanye West came out and told the world, I know, I got your messages. Christian's up next. Gavin been getting whooped all day. I beat Gavin in Madden 2004, 56-55. Randy Moss caught the game-winning touchdown with 13 seconds to go. Madden beat him 3 straight times. I beat him before that. It's just getting bad. I don't know. You're gonna have to change his strategy up. And then Christian's supposed to play him at 11 o'clock. This ain't looking good. Now back to what we came here for. Jay-Z apparently has sold Kanye West's masters to his albums, and Kanye West didn't know about it. Now, here's the news. How that happened? Now, in Kanye's contract, it says his first 6 albums that he signed a 6-album deal with Rockefeller on Rockefeller Records, which was being done with Def Jam and everything else. But here's the thing. James, Biggs, and Jay were the owners. So when they did the thing to split up Rockefeller and they bought out the rest of the masters, Jay-Z masters wasn't owned by Def Jam. Biggs and Dame had the masters. So Jay wanted Reasonable Doubt. Dame said, cool, you can have Reasonable Doubt. I'll talk to Biggs, and Biggs is like, man, screw that. I ain't doing that. Forget that dude. Now you see where he at. It's crazy, ain't it? You see where he at? Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button coming through the door. Because it's raw. Hit the like button coming through the door. Now, what got me? Meaning, translation, what made something very interesting to me? Is that Kanye West said that when he signed with Rockefeller, Jay, and when they did the whole hostile takeover, Jay had his masters. That's not what went down. When they split up, and the reason that Def Jam ended up getting the masters to Kanye West, he said he sold them to secure his own. It's a yes and no type situation. Here's what happened, because Kanye West probably still don't know what happened. He's just spewing stuff off emotion. What happened was this, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys who follow Carcino for Life, I'd like to thank you, because you guys, you hear it from me, and you get the real, then someone tells you it's fake, then you go back and go, man, he was telling the truth. Now, the reason about this whole thing is going down the way it is, when he signed and they decided to dissolve Rockefeller Records, what happened was entirely different than what they're telling you. What transpired was the Dame had worked out a deal with Leon Cohen to have his own record label. And they were going to put out Dame's record label. Dame Dash Music Group. That was the label. And Rockefeller and everybody took their parting gifts. They got big checks when they got bought out. And they were splitting up Rockefeller. And everybody was in the room. Who's coming with Jay? Who's coming with Dame? Bean said he didn't get a chance to make that choice. They basically put him with Dame. But Kanye made a choice. Kanye is the one that got a deal. Jay-Z didn't even want to give Kanye a deal. He wanted Kanye to just make beats and work for him. But a record label deal, that wasn't in Jay's cards. Kanye was finna get a record deal with Columbia Records or Capitol Records, and then that got blown up. And then came Rockefeller. So the Rockefeller deal came through. Dame is the only one to sign him. Dame Dash is the only one that took the risk and said, I'm going to sign you. Because even if you flop, I can put Cameron on every joint. So he kept it in Rockefeller. So after Kanye goes diamond, blows up 3 of the biggest albums in history at Rockefeller, his first 3 albums basically did better than Jay-Z's whole catalog. Tell me why. Tell me why. And don't forget to hit the like button, folks, and donate to the Cash App. Carcino's the name on that Cash App. K-A-R-C-E-N-O. Now, Tell me why Kanye West chose Jay-Z. He stabbed Dame right in the back. Dame did all that to you. He just knew Kanye was coming with him. And when it was said and done, after all the things he did, stabbing him in the back on the tour and everything else, Jay was treating him like the way he did, and Kanye was still kissing up to him, talking about Jay, my idol. Cold sore? The hell you talking about? Got no damn cold sore? People nuts. Now, once that happened, Beans went over there with him. Everybody else went with Jay. So Beans, who was fighting his court case and all that, putting the album out with the D&D Music Group. But everybody was cool when they got they parting checks. Nobody had no problems. Then when the money run out, now everybody got issues. How it always work, ain't it? Don't forget to hit the like button. That's free. They ain't gonna charge you for that. There ain't no way we ain't at 100 likes right now. We supposed to be way over 100. Hey, Frank, what's up? Jenny said that she's not going to ban you. She wasn't going to ban you over the thing with Mambia. So you ain't have to run from the live. Right, because we definitely should be over. Whenever you see 400 in the chat, we definitely supposed to be over. We supposed to be over 100 likes, always. And I mean, at least that coming through the door. I'm exploiting Frank for views. I didn't even know what was going on. I don't even think I was in the room when that went down, Frank. She came and told me, so I wouldn't have known nothing about it. Because remember I got up out the chat and left them two in there. I was out the room. They came and got me. So let's get back to the point. So Kanye went with Jay and not Dame. So when his thing was split up, Def Jam and Rockefeller, that was now Rock Nation, they had his masters. So Kanye's masters went that way. It didn't go with the Dame Dash Music Group. It was dissolved and all the masters and everything was signed over to them and whatever, but the people who still own Jay, because Jay was with Rockefeller, Dames and Biggs was the owners of that, so they kept some of the masters. But Def Jam, when they went with Kanye West, that was different. See, Jay was a part owner, but also an artist. They were the majority owners. Jay-Z was just an owner by name. They gave him a small percentage of Rockefeller. He wasn't the big, so everything was going to go to Biggs and Dame. Mainly Biggs. So if Biggs didn't sign off on it, it wasn't going to move. So now, here's the thing. He's talking about Def Jam got it because, no, when Rockefeller was going with the way it was going and they was doing the folding of everything, Def Jam ended up getting your masters. Def Jam controlled your masters for your first albums when you were with Rockefeller Records. When you became Rock Nation, now your new masters for those are going to be with Rock Nation. And Jay controlled those masters. But the college dropout and all of those things that you did with Rockefeller Records, that went to Def Jam. So Jay didn't do it to secure his own masters. He didn't have a choice. That's how the deal was done. When they did Rockefeller, they were going to get the masters. Jay wasn't going to hold them. He couldn't. Oh, they paid for it and then some because Jay got to get his masters out of the deal. This is what Kanye is saying. Jay got his masters based on the fact that he did this deal with him. Jay was going to get the masters anyway. You see, Jay was going to get the masters and going to take over for Leor Cohen. Leor was going to leave, and then once he stepped out of the picture, Jay-Z was going to step in and handle the day-to-day and be the face as the president of Def Jam. Meanwhile, L.A. Reid was going to run everything as usual. But Jay-Z being the president, that's just something you put out there. Plus, he loves to be the face of something. You know, that was meant for him to do. Oh, y'all still arguing over that? Leor Cohen did the same thing at every record label he went to. He went there, and everybody who was under him, he left them as the president, and he stepped down. They would go there, lose their revenue, then turn around, and that was that. It'll be a trick because Def Jam don't want to sell it to him. Why would they sell the masters to Kanye? And he was like, Jay, you did me wrong. Jay got his masters by Leor. Leor did all that so Jay can have everything. Jay was president of Def Jam. He was going to have his masters. The only thing he wanted out of his old masters was Reasonable Doubt. Jay was able to acquire the other albums from Volume 1 on because that was under the Def Jam deal. Right, the one that Dame them owned and they held the rights to was Reasonable Doubt. When they did the transaction, those deals under Def Jam, once they acquired and bought out Rockefeller Records, those masters, Volume 4, all of that went over, and that was going to get transferred back over to Jay at a said date and time when they dissolved the record label. Reasonable Doubt was not released on Def Jam. Had nothing to do with Def Jam. Volume 1 on did. Reasonable Doubt, no. So that belonged to Dame and Biggs. They had it. Jay couldn't get it. For years, he wanted it because that was his first baby. He said to them, I will give you all my masters to all the other albums. At this time, this before he had, Kingdom Come and all that. He was like, look, I'll give y'all the masters to volume 1 all the way up to the Black Album. Y'all can have all those masters. I just want Reasonable Doubt because that's my first. That's my baby. They said no at the time. Now Jay got it, and Biggs is over there with him at Rock Nation. So you tell me what went down. Well, Andreas, you have to go over there and find out for yourself. When you go over to the Patreon, you will find out what the Patreon has that this channel does not. I know Jay has Reasonable Doubt now. This was back then, which led to the Kanye situation, to explain why Kanye West thinks Jay had to do that in order to get his masters. No, Jay just had to sign over everything from Rockefeller. When they dissolved Rockefeller Records, all the records he did with Rockefeller, Def Jam owns. But your Rock Nation deal, your things that you did with Rock Nation, that's a whole nother catalog of music because they dissolved the Rockefeller Records. So Rock Nation started anew. So everything you did with that, it starts anew. All the first 3 albums you did, Graduation, College Dropout, Late Registration, all of those Def Jam, Rockefeller Records, those is under Rockefeller Records. That went to Def Jam when they did the acquisition. So it's not like Jay was holding on to those masters because there was nothing for him to hold on to. That now belongs to Def Jam. And there's no way saying like, okay, we do that. So now everything is going to come to, now that we've done this deal, everything is going to come over to, what's going on here? Oh, so now I got a corona eye. There's a such thing as the corona eye. Corona eye. No, I got a sinus eye. No, he had Dame Dash Music Group, and that ended up folding. It didn't take off. Jay ended up becoming president of Def Jam when Lior left. That was going to be the move. And all of this was in discussion. He was getting ready to leave. So Jay-Z became the new president of Def Jam, and that became a revolving door. Then when Jay-Z left Def Jam, he had to pay them $20 million just to get out his deal and leave Def Jam. He had to pay back that $20 million that he blew of the budget money on his project. Well, yeah, Jay-Z didn't promote Method Man's new album. A lot of people, LL, felt like his album wasn't promoted or pushed the right way. But the Kingdom Come album was promoted like it was the greatest album of all time. He spent about $20 million of the budget money. All the budget money went to his project. He was on Monday Night Football promoting the album. He had all these celebrities in the video. Jay tried to make himself a superstar, a mega superstar, and the album was that made him get rid of Just Blaze, fire everybody. So $20 million, and he had to pay it all back. And he signed a 360 deal. Yeah, your boy Jay-Z signed a 360 deal. Yes, sir. Jay needed money up front. So what Jay did was, okay, your deal, he did one album. He did one special album. The Blueprint 3 was on this whole nother record label. And and that's when he did his Live Nation deal. And that's why he was telling them, and Jay-Z changed his whole shirt. He started doing all this rock stuff, skulls and bones and all this rock music stuff. That's when he was on a whole nother thing. Because they opened up a bag and gave Jay like 100-some million. He sold Rockaware for cash. Stole Rockaware from Dame, something he didn't want no part of until they got it running. Then he ended up selling it for like 100-some million in cash. He needed to be liquid. Then Jay took a 360 deal so he could take the money up front. And he'll split the proceeds with Live Nation from concert shows, record sales, everything. Merchandising. Live Nation was getting a percentage. So they helped rebrand Jay-Z with Beyonce in a better way than they could, and putting them on tours together, on the run tours. So now, Jay, this is why I tell you 360 deal isn't always bad. It's good when you already have an established name like Jay-Z. Jay-Z already established, so a 360 deal gives you money up front. And yeah, they can take a portion of the concerts and this and that because they're going to do the majority of the work to promote it because they're getting paid. So now they're going to make sure you get into those venues. Live Nation is huge, so they're going to put you in all these different venues and have them packed. Football stadiums in Germany and London, all of these different locations. All of these different locations. And the reason why Jay-Z just got out his 360 deal. Now he's already, all the stuff he did, he made his money. He made a lot of money. Like, we're talking crazy money. Like 200 million, 300 million. He's building his portfolio up with this deal. Now, he's signed a new deal, but the 360 deal is over. Now he can keep all his tour money. It's 100% his now. Jay do a tour, it's all 100% on him. He signed a new deal with Live Nation that doesn't include this 360 deal it was before with tours and dates and everything else. He's now secured now with his new deal. He's acquired everything that he needed to acquire to get it done. Yeah, he's completed the 360 deal. He's not in it no more. He just got out of it. But that's what I'm saying. He's been signed to it back when he did Blueprint 3. He just got out of it about a year ago. But that's why I keep trying to tell you, it's not always a bad idea to sign a 360 deal depending on where you are as an artist. Now, if you're an established artist, a lot of established artists signs a 360 deal. Mostly everybody with Live Nation signs that deal. They get a percentage. That's why they put on the shows and they had the best concerts, and you get your money and you get a lot of it because Live Nation's gonna make sure they get their cut. And then they pay you a lot up front. Like you get a big check up front. Jay wanted to get some money up front because he needed it, because he has bigger expenses. And then he goes ahead and does the new albums and tours and shows with Beyonce and this and so they just got out of their deal. So now it's more lucrative for Jay. They help rebrand him with the younger audience and make a whole lot of money with Beyonce. So both of them did a great job, and that's how you work it. But Kanye needs to take his problems with Def Jam. I mean, this is part of the record business. I know that's why he don't want to perform his old songs and everything, and he's bitter because he don't own the masters, because there's so much he could do now with his own masters. But when he first signed that 6 album deal, he was just happy to have a deal. You know what I'm saying? But you see, they never would have called him out. If it was anybody else, they wouldn't have probably called him out. But they love to call the brother man out every time. But if it was, let's say, Clive Davis, nobody gonna say nothing to Clive, right? They ain't be like, Clive ain't gonna sell me my masters. No, they wouldn't have done that. But everybody want the homeboy rate. Kanye need to say, I didn't know nothing about business. I was stupid. I was just ready for a deal. I screwed up. Now my biggest albums are my first 3 albums, and Def Jam won't even sell me back my masters. Your fight is with Def Jam, not Jay. Jay don't own your masters. Your masters are bigger than Jay's. Your masters are worth a lot more than Jay-Z masters. I'll tell you that much now. So Jay selling your masters to get his. Look, Jay was getting his regardless, just for doing the Rockefeller deal, and they was giving all that to Jay. Jay is who they wanted in the first place. So this had nothing to do with you. Before you even made a hit, they tried to do the deal earlier. Before they re-upped with Rockefeller, they were like, look, we could do a deal and cut out Dames and Bigs, and you just give it to you. And Jay went and told them instead. He said, nah, I can't do that. And they did the re-up. And that's when Def Jam Rockefeller just went crazy after they re-up and got the big money. They just went nuts. So this is before Kanye even made College Dropout. So they tried to do it the first time around. Yep. So anyway, I'm going to get off here because everybody in the chat is like, we got some crazy new people that came here. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for you newbies who just got here and don't know the drill. This is why all you guys are late on information, because you ain't subscribed to here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Deuces.